So y'all just gonna act like Meek Mill wasn't there. What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashapp to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Listen, I've seen this narrative play out where we've been demonizing Diddy for quite some time, and a lot of you guys, you want to link Jay-Z so bad to Diddy. You got your mind made up that Jay is next, but no one, absolutely no one, is talking about Meek Mill. Meek Mill is in more videos and suspect, questionable pictures with Diddy than anyone on the planet. You see Jay-Z, he'll have a suit on at a brunch with Diddy. He's not in the pool, right? High and kind of coming off something, and Diddy telling him, yo, you did your thing, or happy birthday, or whatever. Listen, these Meek Mill videos and him hopping like a bunny rabbit, and it's a lot of stuff going on, gang. And no one's talking about it. I'm just going to be honest. And Diddy wants us to believe, Meek Mill wants us to believe he wasn't there. I want to talk about this article and have a conversation because I thought it was really funny that Meek Mill said he got $100 grand for anybody that can prove he was around Diddy. He wanted to know why people associate him with Diddy. Is this a comedy? Is this some kind of joke that Meek Mill doesn't know why we associate him with Diddy? I ain't the greatest like Meek Mill connoisseur, but I'm sure somebody out there can give me a case by case, like 5 great points of why we link Diddy and Meek Mill together. Let me read this article and have this conversation because, like I said, I'm not the best source of Meek Mill Diddy allegations, but they look kind of suspect from the outside looking in. All right, Meek Mill again denies any sexual involvement with Diddy. I don't know. That just sounds crazy. For you to even have to deny it. Let's start there. You have to deny it means it looked crazy already. Meek Mill has once again denied knowing anything about Diddy's sex life. Rumors have plagued the Philadelphia rapper ever since he was indirectly named in producer Lil Ra's lawsuit as having sex with his friend and collaborator. I didn't listen to that. So that video, that audio soundbite of 2 men engaging in something apparently sexual, I clicked that shit and I probably heard the first 2 seconds, and I was like, that's enough. So I can't confirm or deny if it's Diddy or Meek. So I'm not the greatest source, and I'm also not sure about this. The security guard who came out said, well, I put my phone to the door. It could be him, it could not. But if that's the evidence that I need to listen to, then I'll never know. This motherfucker, to me, is innocent until proven guilty because I'll never listen to that audio. But some of you have listened to it, and a lot of you say it does sound like Meek and Diddy, and it's really crazy to imagine that something that reckless and that wild was going on between this guy and that guy, right? It's a little tough to imagine, but these guys are doing a lot of strange things, and these rappers, listen, let's just be honest, about when it comes to that money and staying in that power circle, Meek is in a real serious power circle. Robert Kraft and Jay-Z and all these people around him, I don't know what he feels he may need to do to stay in that circle. Okay? I'm just gonna be honest. Back in the day when I'm from DC, and a lot of stories of these guys, let's just keep it a buck. I know we can have an adult conversation. I know there were a lot of stories of these guys turning out these young boys for sneakers, jackets, and things of that nature. Right? A lot of these guys were doing things that they wasn't in their lifestyle for gifts and money. So it's not altogether unplausible that this will take place for gifts and money. Okay, let's just keep it a buck. So now that I've said that, let me continue. Rumors have plagued the Philadelphia rapper ever since he was indirectly named in producer Lil Ra's lawsuit as having sex with his friend and collaborator. Meek has reportedly denied the claims in a new interview with Complex, and he said, quote, I truly believe it's a group of people aiming to tear rappers down, or just black entertainers involved in this culture through media platforms. So now he's blaming us, the social media, the everyday person. It's our fault. We just want to tear him down. He's going to look at Diddy being acquitted of certain charges to say, see, they just point the finger at us. It's a black thing. It's a thing where They see you doing well and they want to bring you down. It ain't that simple with Diddy gang, but I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to continue. He sets up a hypothetical trying to explain the threadbare, flimsy nature of truth on the internet. More quotations. There was never a way people could just put out one rumor and say, I raped a little girl. Now it's in 15 publications that I raped a little girl. That's defamation on any level, but it's the way with social media and the internet. He's trying to say that the publications are a part of the problem because the rumor can't just be out there. Someone has to publicize it and then everyone runs with it. So that's how a little situation gets where, okay, now it went from this to down to third, and now you're looking at me a certain way. He's blaming the media. He's blaming social media and the media. Our journalistic integrity and the people that so-called call themselves the media are making him look this way, defaming him because we want this narrative to be true because it gets more clicks. That's basically what he's trying to say. Let me continue. He went on to address Diddy more directly. Quote, when I come around from Philly, I'm always around with 3-4 people. I've never been in these types of environment without my guys around. A lot of people, they said sex parties. I attended New Year's parties. I never attended Diddy's wife's parties. Okay. First of all, that's what he's saying. That's fine. Okay. I'm sure someone out there with more savvy than me can find a picture of Meek Mill at a Diddy party in all white. Maybe he's saying I didn't stay around, but I'm sure there can be a picture of Meek Mill at a Diddy party in all white. People can say anything they want because right now we're in the era of rewriting history. So I can say, I've never been there. We've seen people get caught in these stories. I've never done this. I've never done that. Or they're just mad quiet. Meek Mill is somehow on a mission to clear his name, but there's a reason they have your name in the first place in there. Let me just keep this pushing. It's kind of suspicious to me that none of these people from the black community never spoke up and said those parties they went to wasn't straight freak-offs. I can just say for me, I would never step in anywhere that I didn't see that. I could never step in anywhere that I see anything that doesn't align my morals. Now, that's fine, and I believe them. Most people don't want to do things that they don't morally agree with, okay? But Meek Mills has been in some awkward videos. Let's just be honest. And the reason that they're associating you with Diddy because you were one of his main supporters back when before this stuff happened. Meek Mill was rocking with Diddy. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Okay? So there are videos and things of that nature where they align you two together. So you're defending your name, and I can't say anything about you were at the party, you weren't at the party. I have no knowledge of who was at the party, who wasn't. I don't follow it like that. I'm not into it. But to say you don't know why people are saying this and disingenuous, I would rather you say, no, I didn't have nothing to do with it. Don't say, I don't know why they're even saying these things. That's disingenuous. You know why? Because you're friends with him. You're trying to make it like you aren't that close to him. You went to a couple parties here and there. You didn't stay long. Like, who knows that unless you're telling people that? They see you at parties with this guy. They see you chilling with him. They see you on boats and yachts with this guy. So they're associating you with him. And a lot of people are steadfast to believe Jay-Z did this, that, and the third. They're naming all these people. And then we clearly know Kanye does freak-offs. He's already told himself with this whole Diddy thing. He went to the trial, this, that, and the third. The girl Jane Doe came out and said, there's another rapper. I went to his freak-off, and Diddy was upset that he did a freak-off, and I attended it. But he did it in January in Las Vegas for his girlfriend's birthday. Well, Kanye was in Las Vegas in January for his girlfriend's, now his wife at this point, for their birthday. So we already know that Kanye is the other freak-off guy that's doing freak-offs. So we know this is not just a Diddy thing. But at the same time, what's going on is people can see these things and they correlate the two, and they're seeing that, okay, this person, that person is involved. You guys are quick to put Jay-Z and all these other people, but we've seen Meek in a pool with Diddy shining the camera on him, talking to him. So that's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. So if you're asking why we think this, well, the video of you in the pool after a whole long night of whatever was going on, of parties you saying you never been to, all right? It ain't gonna be many pictures of me half freaking high and drunk in some other man's pool, and he's talking about, yo, daddy. It ain't. So that's a little difficult for people to just overlook. Okay, let me keep this moving. The Dreams and Nightmare rapper has previously offered up $100,000 to anyone that can debunk the rumors about him. He wrote, I want to hire an investigative team, $100K cash. to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to the Diddy case. This is wild, gang. It's a half a Google search. You could just find this. But to the Diddy case. I also want, and it wasn't even about the Diddy case. They were saying this about Meek Mill before the case even happened. So it's not about the Diddy case. But let me keep this pushing. I also want them to look at who is powering the media and involving Meek with anything to do with Diddy. Something is not right. Meek later added, the streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We're talking about business side. Somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill's name. Again, I got 100K for a thorough investigation of who's powering my name in connection with Diddy. Well, let me give you the first hint. It's Google, right? Google Diddy and Meek Mill. A lot of stuff pops up. So there's 100K right there. You wasted at the end of the day. So end of the day, we got to look at it like this. A lot of these people are starting to make it where we're the bad guy. The people on YouTube and the people on Twitter, the people who are talking about these things endlessly, Tisa Tales and all these other people, we're the bad guy because we're making assumptions, we're making correlations that are unjust. We are making things tougher for him and his people, and he's in the streets. He don't really do his behavior in the streets will show you that what he does is some real manly shit, is always is above board. So this is what I gotta say. It's a lot of street dudes that's called down low, gang. The word is called down. I'm not accusing Meek of nothing. I don't know Meek from a hole in the wall. And I would like to not believe that Meek would be out here lying on himself. But at the end of the day, don't hide behind streets. We already saying streets is a myth, gang. Right? Troy Ave tried to tell you. And I'm not by no stretch sitting up here talking about the advocate for Troy Ave, but I'm trying to tell you the sentiment that you could just say, I'm in the streets. My guys are from the streets. A lot of guys are looking at lot. We already know a lot of guys look the other way when there's a money bag involved. Diddy got where he was because a lot of street dudes were looking the other way. Let's just be honest. A lot of street dudes was doing shit for Diddy to make him have this muscle that he can walk in this and that and do that and third. He can hunt this girl down. A lot of these security guys are street guys, right? A lot of dudes got out of jail and became security. So a lot of this funny business that Diddy's doing is allowed. A lot of the dudes that were at the sex parties are street guys. A lot of the dudes he was paying to be the sex interest or the guy that Cassie was having sex. These were street guys. So we can't sit back and be like, yo, I'm from the streets. The streets know how I'll get down. Well, the streets got their own shit going on. Everybody in the streets ain't this hardcore thug that's above reproach. My guy, you saw the show, what's it? Down in the valley where the girls get naked, right? That show is a lot of down low stuff going on, right? P Valley, yeah. So we're not gonna act like just because you out in the streets, you're above this and that and the third. No, we can't hide behind that shit no more because we realize a lot of you guys in the streets, you're snitching, you're lying, you're deceitful, you're robbing your man. Your man is your come up, you shoot him and like, so all that street shit, we're not jacking all that. That's not, y'all got us in the 90s with all that talk about the streets, this and the third. It's 2025. We don't just listen to you talk about how the streets is this and that. No, we're beyond that. Like, tell us really what really happened and what didn't. If you want to clear your name, or just not say nothing at all, just be quiet about it. Like mostly everybody else, there's a lot of people involved with them parties that's just being quiet. You're not trying to say, why you think I'm going to do it? Like, no, just be quiet. You're drawing attention to yourself by trying to distance yourself. You know what the art of distancing means? You don't say nothing. You quietly move away from the subject. You just leave it alone. That's what distancing means. It don't mean you I got 100K. If you can figure out who's spreading these lies, like it's weird, gang, just distance yourself. Just quietly move away. Just quietly move away. So, like I said in the beginning, I'm not the biggest, I don't know everything that went down with Diddy and everything that went down with Meek. I'm no next to nothing. But at a bird's eye view, just at a quick glance, it looked like you kind of tight with Diddy. And I would even go on to say that Meek Mill may have a closer relationship than Jay-Z with Diddy. Because there's way more instances of, in my opinion, that it looked like Meek was in a much more compromising position than Jay. Every time I see Jay, he fully clothed. I saw Meek with no shirt on around Diddy. I'm just going to be honest. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, man. I'm out of here. CLBMG, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Every Wednesday night, we go live on a show called The What Show. 8 different platforms. Me, TJ, and Flares, we discuss hip-hop. And my man TJ, he tries to defend Meek Mill anytime the name comes up. So who knows, man? TJ's a big supporter of Meek Mill, and he refuses to believe it. So if nobody believes you, Meek, TJ supports you, all right? I'm going to leave it at that. Head on over to black-yeti.com. They got new products. They ship all over the continental U.S. All right, let them know who sent you. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.